Welcome. Welcome by Mindful Elevation, creating a mindful body and mind. Today is World Animal Day, and we decided by Mindful Elevation to also appreciate the animals in our life and the love that we have for animals today. So for that reason, we have a special session today because normally it's on a Saturday, and we decided to invite Mr. Siegmond van Lamoen from iAnimal to share this moment with us, and so we can talk about the different activities and events that he has been doing under his foundation of iAnimal, and also the reason why he has been doing all of this. And like I said, today is World Animal Day. So today was a good opportunity for us to be able to share all that information. Welcome, Mr. Siegmund. How are you doing?
Hi, welcome. Thanks for the invitation and happy World Animal Day.
Yes, thank you. Happy World Animal Day for you as well. So
Thank you, thank you.
you're welcome. So let me start with you telling us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I just turned 55 years, and since I was
Congratulations.
young, thank you. I mean, that's more than a month now behind, but I still, okay, since I was young, I really loved and like animals. And yeah, I grew up with a lot of dogs around. I work after finishing school, I work as a custom officer. Then I went to work at the tax department. I was one of the first one of the first persons to be able to do like what we call the IRS.
Yeah.
That's what we started on Curacao. And in 2001, I decided I will leave the government and go work for myself. I started many type of businesses. The most successful was motorcycle businesses, but that I also stopped it in 2010.
Okay.
After that, I have been doing many different things, and one of them was I started a foundation called iAnimal.
That's nice. You have been indeed a whole nice career, and then at one point you reach by the animals. So how come you decided to switch from, let we say, a business world to go and work with animals?
It was because business world is really good, but the motorcycle business, I learned a lot of things, and one of them was if that type of business, if I wanted to grow, I really needed to have employees. And that for me was a headache. So I decided, no, I better leave that. I can do a lot of things to earn money, to make a living. And I always, like I said, I always loved animals. And I looked around and I saw that there are a lot of foundations, but they're all focusing on rescue. None of them are focusing on education. And I think that's the thing to really solve all this abuse, all this neglect that's happening around. Because they have been rescuing animals like the local shelter, I think it's nearly celebrating 70 years.
Yes.
So for 70 years, they has been rescuing, and it's not getting less. Sometimes it's even getting worse. But I completely understand also when you are into rescue, it's difficult to then decide to go educate, because when you have animals, you have to feed them, and then you will not be like, okay, I will put a little bit money away for education. That's why I started the iAnimal Foundation, and the main focus is education. So if we have funds, we don't have to worry about feeding no animals, because we do not have any animals to feed.
Correct. That is so true. And when you started with this?
Um, First, after finishing stopping the business in 2010, 2011, I started as a part of the local shelter. But then when moving, I saw, no, it's like I told you, they have issues with spending their money on education or on feeding. So I was like, no, this is not going to work like I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2012, I decided to start my own foundation.
Okay, okay, that's nice. So from 2012, so that's already 8 years. 8 years you have been working with and for animals. So before we continue, I'm curious how many animals you have at this moment.
At this moment, I have like 5 dogs. Do I have to count the birds that I feed and the lagadishis that I have?
So the first one that telling me you have the lagadishi, what they are in English? Okay, so they're not iguanas, but those are the little animals walking around. I forgot the English name for now. But
Yeah.
okay, so you can tell me the names of your dogs then, unless you named all your birds as well.
Okay. The eldest dog I have is a one that I rescued 15 years ago from the local shelter.
Yeah.
She is Shasha.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have 3 siblings. They were 5, but 2 of them are dead now. So there
Okay.
are only 3 over.
Mm-hmm.
That is Pinky, Angel, and Cachet.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a little bit of a chunky one. That's the youngest one.
Mm-hmm.
She is from 2010. I
Mm-hmm.
rescued her in front of my house here. And that is a really fancy name. She is Kachibaba.
Okay. How are you coming with the
And
names?
the birds and the birds and the birds, I don't have names for them. But actually, these past 2 days, for the first time, I noticed that parrots are
Mm-hmm.
also coming to enjoy the mangoes I have on in the trees. So the
Okay.
mangoes trees. Actually, I
Okay.
only have priquichis and trupial,
Mm-hmm.
the Barica Hill. Those are the ones enjoying the mangoes. But lately, I have seen the last 2 days. I have seen also parrots, and I also had posted a video of that on my Facebook account.
Nice. On the iAnimal account, right?
On both, on my personal and iAnimal account, on both I have it.
Nice, nice. So you really enjoying it, and I think the more animal come to you, the better, right?
Yes, yes, and I think it's also because the environment, they feel good and they will come. Like these parrots, they came really down. No, I mean they went really close. And when I was filming, he was just there, not moving, not flying away. So they feel your energy. That's the good
Yes.
thing about animals. They can feel your energy. They can feel when you're a bad vibe or when you are in a bad mood. They can also feel all of those things.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Correct. That is so true. Because even with my dogs, I have a large dog, and especially the first 20, 30 minutes when she sees me, she's all hyper and running around and happy and everything. But when she feeling that I'm not so 100%, she kind of like being subdued as well, calm and coming to me. So yes, I do think as well that animals does feel the energy from their humans. And also when there is somebody that they do not like, or like you explain it, I explain it as well, that they don't connect with the energy, they do not want to be around that person, they keep on barking, and for me it's kind of like giving out warning signals. So
Yes, yes, yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, like lately, I have been going to a house where they have this small Chihuahua.
mm-hmm.
And first, when I came, like Chihuahuas, they don't like everybody. So first when I came, she was like running away. She didn't come to me. But now whenever I show up there, she is like full of energy, running around, and then she will like come to me, like teasing what she wants to come, but then she is like, hey, you have to run after me, like a teasing way. But she is really, really nice, and now she really, really, like you said, she will show her emotions when I show up.
Yes, exactly. You have to earn her trust.
Yeah.
That's so true. So, when you started with, because you started one time with the foundation, or you started helping out animals first, and then creating the foundation.
Like I said, I don't really help animals.
Mm-hmm.
My foundation is education of people about better treatment of animals.
Correct.
So I
Yes.
started, like I said, for the local shelter,
Mm-hmm.
and then I move on with my own foundation. And the main focus from the beginning was visiting schools. I would go to a lot of schools and give class to kids. And
Mm-hmm.
in 2013 and 2014, I even have a program when we would go in this month, in October,
Mm-hmm.
like I would call it the animal month.
Yeah.
We would visit the schools and give demonstrations with a lot of dogs. The
Mm-hmm.
schools would be really happy to see, and the great thing about it is to, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I
Yes.
am. I'm sharing the screen so I can show some of the pictures of
Okay. Okay.
the school work that you have been doing.
Okay. Great. Yeah. So when
Mm-hmm.
we do that with the school project and go visit the kids with the dogs, like you see here, I mean, it's really they connect with the dogs. They understand that because many of those dogs are just stray dogs,
Mm-hmm.
not breed dogs like you have to pay in a pet shop to buy. No, there
Yeah.
are dogs that were on the streets, and even if you see the white one, small white one,
Mm-hmm.
even those dogs can become stray dog because those two, the one above and the one below, both
Mm-hmm.
are stray dogs, were stray dogs, and that's the silly thing about it, because even breed dogs can become stray dogs
Correct.
because people want to have them, but then afterwards they get bored about them and then they dump them, or they just, when they run away, they don't do any effort to get their dogs back. And those are the things that I try to educate the kids about, that when you make a commitment to a dog, it's not till you get bored, it's till they die. That's
Correct.
important.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because when they are puppies, they are really cute, nice, and small. They fit everywhere that you want. But then at one point, indeed, they start growing and they get their own personalities. And then you still have to be able to help them and take care of them, and not indeed, like you said, oh, because they gotten too big, or I don't have time anymore for them, I'm putting them aside. So it's like you said, sometimes you just see, um like we just call it, what you guys call it, West Pointers, right? We see West
Yeah.
Pointers,
Yeah.
or but then we also see breed dogs that really just was, how you call it, left behind because the owners don't want them anymore, and it's indeed so sad. It is.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And those are the things that I educate the kids about. Important that when you get a puppy, you're
mhm,
making a commitment for at least like 15 years.
correct.
So you have to really think about it.
Hmm.
I
Exactly.
let them think about, hey, if you get a puppy when you are in the 6th grade, what will happen with that puppy that's not puppy anymore when you
Hmm.
have to leave to go study abroad?
Exactly.
Think
Correct.
about that, because
Hmm.
your parents are also getting older. So they don't want to be handling, because it was not their decision to get a dog. So now they are fed up with the dog. that's also getting older,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't have time for it.
Yeah,
So it's
correct.
really important to think about a lot of those things. It's like you don't get a kid, a child, just like, oh, I want a child.
Mm-hmm.
You have to really plan it to have a child, to have children. So it's really the same with dogs or with any animals. We're talking about dogs, but I mean, it's the same with any animals. Like I was talking about the parrots. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people don't realize that parrots, most of the time, will outlive you, because parrots, they can live like up to 80 years. So if you get a
80?
parrot, 80, 80.
Wow.
So
Wow.
if you get a parrot when you are 30, most probably you will die and the parrot is still alive.
Correct.
And then who will want that parrot?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's better off to be in the wild, and they can just go and feed everywhere. I mean, they come to my mango tree,
Mm-hmm.
but they will also be going to a lot of other mango trees.
Correct.
But if you have it in a cage, you have to constantly bring mangoes or any other fruit for that bird. You have to
Correct.
put clean water. You have to clean the cage. So it's a commitment. And you also have to have money, because that bird may get sick, and then you have to get to the vet.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
it's an investment of time and money and dedication.
Mm-hmm. Correct, correct. And before we continue, forgive me if I say helping out animals, because for me, even when you're educating children and adults in regards to animals, for me it's still helping them out, because you with the knowledge that they have, when they go and get how you call it, their own animal, they know how to take care of them, they know how, what the commitment is and how long it will take. So that's why for me, I still in my head using helping animal, but yes, it is educating animal, educating people about animals. So then how let me call it, a session looked like when you used to go to the schools?
It depends. If I go to really one of the classes,
Mm-hmm.
then I will be doing like a presentation.
Mm-hmm.
But all my presentations are interactive.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll start with the kids like, okay, I come to tell about animal. Have you heard about animal? And
Mm-hmm.
do you have animals? So then they will start, they will also start, yeah, I have this animal. And then they will start telling about what happened to the animal. So you have to really take control, that they don't take control. And then they will be sharing stories instead of you educating them.
Yes.
So, but I really do it interactive so
Mm-hmm.
that they can be participating in the sessions.
Okay, that is nice.
Other time, yeah, other times when we go with dogs,
Mm-hmm.
then it's more a presentation of
Mm-hmm.
what the dog can do.
Mm-hmm.
But important is that they can see that street dogs can also do tricks. They can also do commands. So it's not only breed dogs.
Yeah.
So that's important when I go with dogs. And
Mm-hmm.
usually I never go with my own dogs. So it's mostly about volunteers who have their own dogs, they have trained them, and
Mm-hmm.
they volunteer and go with me.
Okay, okay. So it's more that you're trying to highlight the other dogs. That's the reason why you don't take your own dogs.
Um, there are two reasons why I don't take my own dogs.
Mm-hmm.
My own dogs, they are not accustomed to going out, so they are not good for going to visit schools.
Mm-hmm.
They will get stressed out if I put them in that situation.
Okay,
So
yes.
that's a no-no.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if I am talking, I don't have time to be looking for my own dog.
Yeah,
So
correct.
when I have the volunteers, they will be um, taking care of their dogs, and I can take care of the talking,
Yeah.
educating. And then when
Okay.
they have to do their thing, they do their thing, and I can, so I don't have to really be worrying about my dog sitting or doing this or no,
Mm-hmm.
more
Yeah,
focusing on just educating.
correct. That's understandable indeed. And then you always got a positive response when you were going to the schools?
no, you do not get always a positive response. Sometimes there were even teachers who were like, I can understand their thinking, but it's not, I don't believe it's a good way of thinking. But they are like, hey, why do you come focusing on dogs when even the kids have issues? But I'm like, not because someone has issues doesn't mean you cannot educate about something else. So, and it's also interactive because a lot of neglect or abuse start with the weaker ones. And who are the weaker ones? The animals.
Correct.
So if we can highlight those, it will change also other things. There are also, sometimes when I went to schools, some stories that I get from the kids that I'm like, oh, like I will share one is I went to a school and then this kid that came and he was to me like, sir, you know, we had a dog and my dad doesn't like it. So we throw it away in the Mondi.
Oh, yeah.
But before I could ask or continue, he was like, yeah, and you know what, sir? The dog came back. And you know what my dad did? He took the dog away, put a stone on his feet, and then threw it in the sea.
Yeah.
And those things, when I heard them, it's very difficult to really tackle it because I do not want to get the kid going up to his dad saying, hey, you are doing wrong things because I'm not there when, and I don't know the situation at home, but it's indeed wrong what's happening. It's also wrong because that kid grows up with, oh, it's okay to dump a dog, and if a dog doesn't listen, then to just drone it.
Correct.
And it's my responsibility then to try to balance it, but to let them understand. And a lot of times I try to make them understand by asking them questions like, but if it was you, like putting them in the situation of the dogs, because a lot of times if you put your situation not only in the situation of an animal, but if you put yourself in the situation of someone else, you will better understand how that person or how that animal might be feeling and why it's wrong what you're doing.
Correct.
So I try always to make people think, and also the kids, make them think instead of just saying, no, that's wrong. No, I let them think why it might be wrong.
Yeah. Correct. Correct. I agree with you. And for me, it is as well that, okay, yes, some children's might have home issues, study issues, all kind of type of issues. But even when you're going with the dog for like an hour there to educate them, it is for them also a time to just focus on something else than maybe the issues that they're having. And also they can see as well the interaction between the volunteers and the dog, that okay, yes, if I have a dog, I take care of the dog loves me back. I have an animal that love me. I learn responsibilities. So like you said, it's way more than just having an animal. And then for children, they learn different things too from having an animal. I'm not saying that all children need to go have an animal now, because of course they need to be able to take care of it. But it's like you said, it's not just having like we say in Dutch, a prongstuk, something to say, oh, I have a dog. But you learn a lot from having an animal and also handling with animals. So that is
That's
so
true.
true.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it depends on how you interact. Because for some people, that's why I'm telling a lot of things. If you understand the way some people think, for some people, the dogs are just a security system.
Oh yes.
Really a security system. So that security system, what it has to do is function. It has to bark if there is someone at the gate. It's like your car alarm. It just go off when someone touched your car. It will not prevent them from stealing your car. It has to go off.
Yeah.
It has to scare them off. That's the idea.
Yeah.
And when your car alarm goes defect, what do? Replace it. So there's the same mentality some people have. When the dog does not work anymore, is not healthy anymore, they think about dumping it, getting a new one.
Yeah.
And that dumping was also that they would go to the local shelter and really be like, yeah, I bring you this old dog and I need to look for a new one.
They would do that. I can't even pronounce my sentence properly from unbelievable.
That's a mentality that some people have. They were like, okay, this dog is old and you need to get rid of it. And that's why they're telling the workers at the shelter. And then they will be like, okay, and they will be looking for a new dog because I need a new one. So
Wow.
that's why I'm telling you, that's the mentality. And when you know that mentality, you also would know how to try to reach those type of people and to change that mentality.
Correct. Yeah.
That's what I try to do.
Exactly. And then besides the going to the schools to give information and educate the children, you were doing billboards as well, right? To also
Correctly.
continue educating them. So you can tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, that was also a project we started with a lot of, because I believe you have to have something that's catchy the eyes with small text, not a huge amount of words, because um, people do not like to be reading. But if you have something catchy and small things, it will hang in their head. And I make a lot of flyers with like of catchy things. And I would go just before the start of the carnival jump up. And actually, your daddy also used to go with me and help me hand out some flyers. But important thing, because a lot of people say, oh, that's a waste of time and money because they will throw it away. My experience is when I hand out those flyers, people will actually look at it. They will read because it's really small things. And when I come back on the same road, I don't see nearly none of my folders on the ground. So they haven't thrown them away. I will see a lot of, I will not name the companies, but I see a lot of other companies' flyers on the ground, but none of mine. And I have also seen a lady, a young lady, I gave it to her, she read it, and then she folded it and put it in the pocket of her boyfriend.
Yeah.
So those things are like inspiration that, hey, they are really getting, and the important thing is once you read it, it's already in your head and it will
Correct.
go somewhere. So it will hang in there.
Correct. Correct. So okay, so I have two up here, three. So of course it's in Papiamento. So can you tell us in English what it's saying?
Yes, the first is we adopted a local dog and you, and those two kids on the poster with that dog, it's really they adopted a street dog. And their mom didn't like dogs at all.
Okay.
But with that dog, she really got our hearts. So it was really, and also that dog house where the dog is sitting is one of the projects that I made, and they bought one and to get a dog in it. The
Nice.
other one is a love for animals from young will result in good citizens afterwards.
Yes.
And you can
Yes.
see those kids.
Exactly. So that's what I was talking about, that you learn a lot more things from animals than just having an animal. So yes.
Yeah, correct. And the other one is about three kittens. And um, doing nothing and saying nothing doesn't help with nothing. Saka, what is Saka?
Give a helping hand.
Yeah, and help at least one.
Yes. Yeah.
Because
I
like I said, we don't focus only on dogs. I have
mhm,
also made billboards with Randy Martina, with
mhm.
donkeys, with cows, because we think all animals deserve to be treated rightly. And
Yes.
if you see animals and you treat them right,
Mm-hmm.
you are doing not only yourself but the universe, the whole universe, a favor.
Yes, correct. That is so true. And then you mentioned the cages that you have, or that you made. Let me.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, that
So
was a
how they
project.
came about and the reason.
Yeah, this was a project that I started in 2015 or 2016. I don't remember for sure now.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, hey, I see a lot of dogs that they don't have a proper place, proper shelter.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, how can I help as many dogs, but without having to go around begging for funds to make them?
Mm-hmm.
And then I start thinking, hey, there's a lot of wooden pallets that's laying around and they are throwing it away.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can make something out of that, and then I can hand it over to the people.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's how this project started. But after it started, and I started posting pictures of the dog houses,
Mm-hmm.
people started to ask me, hey, but what if I want to buy one? I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, but they are not made to buy. They are made to, I want to hand them out to those dogs in need.
Mm-hmm.
But then I changed my mind because I said,
Mm-hmm.
hey, if I can sell some, because I mean, pellets is free, but to break down the pellets, I have to use tools. And those
Mm-hmm.
tools, they cost money.
Mm-hmm.
And also when I have to screw those pellets together, I have to buy the screws. So there's money involved anyway. So that's when I started selling some to help fund these free ones. But also those funds were used because in 2016, I also started organizing a filmdag, a movie day for the school kids. So the movies gave me a discounted price, but it's a price I have to pay.
Yeah.
And I am not about going asking for funds, sponsors. So I always try to get my own funds, make it or whatever to be able to fund it.
Yeah.
So the money that I made from selling those dog houses, what was left over from not invested in tools, I
Mm-hmm.
invested then in the project, the movie day. And
Okay.
also for the billboards, because also the billboards, I
Mm-hmm.
had the designer help me for free.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I have to print it, I also get a good discounted price from Trump.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still, I have to pay something.
Yeah.
So all those things will help to, that's made possible by the selling of the dog houses.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
in 2 years' time,
Mm-hmm.
I made more than 500 dog houses.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice. Nice. And
that's really something I'm really proud of, that I made so many and could have helped so many dogs. And here you can see it. Some of those dogs, they just live under a car.
mm-hmm.
So you can see the before and after. Others, you see what they have, just a pallet.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's a really big a difference. The
Correct.
other is just a bucket. I mean, it still has a cushion in it, but
Mm-hmm.
still not, if it rains, he will get wet.
Correct. Yeah.
So that's what this project was really about, giving them a shelter. And the first one that I made, the first, I think, 200 or more, they also included bowls. As you can see in the second picture,
Yeah.
they also included bowls because it's important for the people also to know that they need to have fresh water and good food, because the project was also about educating those people. Education is important for iAnual because that's the main focus. So educating them about they had to have shelter, but they also have to have fresh water and good food.
Yes, exactly. And then at one point you were making different designs as well, right?
Not really. I focused to have one design. What I made also was like two under one roof. It's like the same design, but then the opposite. So those two made two under one roof.
Yeah.
Because some people, they will have more than one dog, and they say, no, can I get two under one roof? And then sometimes the two under one roof will be adjusted to just one big one. Because if people say, hey, I have a really big dog, but it was mostly about one design. And because I try to make things simple, and if you have one design, you can really work fast.
Yeah.
It's important to work. That's why I could have made more than 500 in last 2 years. I don't have many designs. So if you want options, then you have to go to a real carpenter. I'm not a carpenter. I was helping out, and these are the options I have. Or you have a single one, or you have a two-on-one roof. That's it.
Correct. So, and then because you were saying that you started with making the dog cages, and you said for the street animals or for persons before they started buying them.
It was for the dogs that were they were actually not street dogs, because they were dogs owned by people.
Okay.
In their yards, but like a lot of people, like I say, they are a security system, and they just put a chain on their neck and then tie them to a tree.
Yeah.
And they will say, yeah, that tree that will give them shade and will help them with the rain. But I mean, no, it's not. If it's raining, the dog will get wet, really wet. And it depends on how the sun is, then even that tree will not give shade. I mean, a tree needs to be really, really big to give shade 24 hours.
Correct.
Like the 8 hours that the sun is out.
Exactly. That is true. And then how those people were receiving the dog cages? Were they all happy to get a dog cage, or were you getting some resistance?
No, most of the people are really happy because yeah, I mean, when something is free, they are really happy to get it.
Correct.
But also because it was a nice design, they also like it, because it was not like something, I mean, not because I made it, but as you can see, it's appealing. That's why people wanted to buy afterwards. So I tried to make something nice, and it resulted in people wanted to buy afterwards because they found it nice and they were willing to pay for it. And my price was also a really a reasonable price. So that's why I could have sold also afterwards.
Yeah, correct. That's so nice. And I see that you have your sticker on as well, because at one point.
That sticker, what you see there is I placed it right on the poster, like I made it. It's not placed on the dog houses.
But at one point you was making stickers as well, right?
Yeah, those were actually stickers that you could place on the your Clico, the garbage bin. And that was also a project after the dog houses. Because at one point, that's why I stopped with making dog houses. I got injuries, and both my dog and my physiotherapist, they told me, if you keep on with this pace of dismantling pellets to build dog houses, your injuries will become permanent.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's why I stopped making dog houses. But then I start, okay, how will I continue getting funds for the foundation to keep making the billboards and to keep doing the things we have to do?
Correct.
And that's where I came up with the idea, hey, if I can make stickers and for people to place on their garbage bins, it will be a good a win-win, because it will be promoting also again the love for the animal, and it will help us getting funds.
Correct. That is so true, because the stickers were indeed really nice, and they were really colorful indeed. That is so true. So then now that because you're physiotherapist and your niece told you that you can't do the dog cages anymore, what it is that you're doing at this moment when it
Well,
comes to teaching about animals?
well, right now, it's on a really low profile. That's because of the COVID. But since beginning of this year, I started a business. And in that business, I started making like animals from PVC buizen. Wat is buizen ook alweer?
We just call it a PVC.
Pipes.
Yeah.
Yeah, PVC pipes. So I start making animals out of PVC pipes. I'm very creative, so that's why I call the business Vento Creations. And in that sense, I'm like these days, because the year is ending, I'm making deer out of PVC platen. So I'm making a lot of different things.
Nice. So we can see here a few of them.
Yes, yes. Those are made of the PVC pipes.
Okay.
Colorful, or you can have the flamingos. I also have, yeah, there's the flamingos. That's an owl.
Let's see.
Yeah, those are colorful birds standing around, walking around.
And how you actually come to which animal you would want to make?
It's just inspiration.
Okay.
And sometimes it's also like the owl. Was one lady who approached me, and she said to me, you know what, I need you to make an owl for me to scare away the iguanas in my garden.
Yeah.
I told her, you know, you trigger me to make an owl, but I will tell you upfront, it's not going to scare anything away. But you just trigger me to make an owl.
Yeah.
Because it's very difficult to make a bird or something that's not moving, that will scare away any animal. Because if that thing stands still the whole time, the animal will get accustomed to it, and they will be like, hey, they will not be scared away. So that's why I upfront told her, it's not going to be scaring anything away, but you triggered me to make an owl. So that's why I made this owl.
Nice.
And I was like, to make it a little bit funky, I made those big eyes and those nose. I mean, just to make it a little bit different from the other animals that I make.
Yeah. And then you don't only have them on Curacao, because you live in Curacao, but they're going all over the world, right?
Yes, yes. Actually, I have some in Canada. I have them in the United States. They have them in the Netherlands, Germany, St. Martin will be soon having.
Yes.
So, yeah, Aruba, there's also interest. From Bonaire, I got interest. So hopefully they will be going all around the world.
Nice. So then if somebody would want, let me call it a specific design or a specific animal, they can always contact you, and then you will take on the challenge?
No, I don't like to say it that way because I don't want to be making something specific.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you go working on something specific, the time sometimes that you have to invest in just making that one,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the people are not willing to pay you for that investment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if I make something, I want to make it because I think it's going to be something that I can make more of it and sell on a broader base.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like now with the deer, some people are asking me because the deer are like 60 centimeters high.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And some people are, no, but I want it bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you can want it bigger, but I'm not going to make it bigger.
Yeah.
Because my thinking is, if I make it bigger, you have to pay more.
Mm-hmm.
But for making it bigger, I have to invest in a patronji. What do you call that?
Mold.
Mold. Yes.
Yes. So that's the investment. And if I made that investment, I should be a little bit feeling that I will be selling more quantities, enough quantities to make it the investment in that mold enough.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I will not be making, just once for like the old, like I made, because
Mm-hmm.
it was like, oh, I can make old and I can make a production of oats.
Yeah.
I will not be making one oat for that lady and that's it. I don't do that easily.
Yeah.
Although it's a challenge, but like another lady asked me a few days ago,
Mm-hmm.
she wants a cat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay, a cat. Yeah, okay, a cat. But then I was, and it has to touch my creativity to
Mm-hmm.
make it.
Yeah.
So that's already an investment of my time and energy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Correct.
then I really have to think, okay, if I make that one, will it be brought by also other people?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So those are the things that I think before I start doing something. It's
Mm-hmm.
like right now with these deers, I have so many questions, so many demand for them
Mm-hmm.
that I can be making a lot more these days to supply the market.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Correct. Because I have some pictures here from butterflies, and I like the colors. I like that you do it in different colors.
That's also one challenging thing.
Mm-hmm.
I indeed like to have a lot of colors
Mm-hmm.
for people can choose. But lately I've been thinking about if I want to go um, abroad,
Yeah.
selling abroad
Mm-hmm.
and selling on platforms, it's better to have like this color that we now have,
Mm-hmm.
a stock of it.
Yeah.
Because when people want to buy, they can say, okay, I want this one.
Yeah.
It may not be exactly the same because when you are handmade, it can never be the same, exactly
Correct.
the same.
Correct.
But if they have to like really say, no, but I want that one and I have sold that one, then I have to take it down, then I have to put another one. So I have to upload too many different designs or colors that I have. Instead,
Mm-hmm.
when I have this color only, or 2, 3 colors, then it's better because then I can make like mass production of only those 3.
Correct.
So it's also, again, my thinking of, okay, where do I want to go?
Mm-hmm.
If I want to go abroad, I will have to really stick to some colors and not having like these are 6. Then I have to have like a stock of those 6. if I go to sell on a website or on a platform.
Correct.
But if I have like 12, then I have to have like 12 stocks. Like these, the woodpeckers, also have a lot of them in different colors. And that's good when people can come and see and choose. Because when they come here, they see, okay, this is I want. But like now people who are seeing this, and maybe they say, I want this one. And if this one is already sold, then I have an issue. Because they said, yeah, but I wanted that specific color. Then I need to be looking at this specific color and try to make it exactly the same. It will never be the same again, but it will be more a burden for me to be, okay, they want this color, then I need to go looking every time, okay, but if I'm making them, okay, all will be like this, I will make a stock of this, and then when they order, hey, I want that orange with yellow, okay, I will ship this one for you.
Yeah, correct.
It will not be exactly the same, but it's orange with yellow. That's why you order.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that is true.
those are the things I'm thinking about lately, how and where I will go. But that's more like for next year, because right now the focus is on the deers. I mean, those are really selling, and it's for the end of the year. I mean,
yes, correct.
And I think a lot of people, because they are not really going out or going out less than normally, they want to have something nice and for them to enjoy while staying at home.
Correct, correct. And the designs are really nice. So even from the birds and the colors, they are really, really nice. So if someone wants to have one of your designs, they can just go on the iAnimal site, or where can they go
No,
to
they have to
designs?
they have to go on the Vento Creations page, or they can also go on my own personal page. I'm Siegmond van Lamoen. But Vento Creations, that's the business where I sell my creations. There's all these birds and animals. iAnimal is the foundation, and I'm not mixing them. So you will not see nearly anything about the Vento Creations on iAnimal.
Yeah.
Because animal is really a separate identity, and they're separate.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. So that's really great. So Siegmund, I would like to thank you. We reach at the end of our session, and I am happy that you were willing to spend your time with us on World Animal Day, and tell us all what you have been doing about educating people when it comes to animals, and also the different business that you have been doing, and especially when it's incorporating the animals, and your newest venture with making the different animal format with different material. And I wish you success with it. And you're welcome. And thank you again for being part of Mindful Elevation on this special session to commemorate the animals all over the world. So as a closing, you would want to say anything?
Yeah, I would like to thank you for the invitation, and thanks for the opportunity to share a little bit of the info and educate a little bit about animals, and hope that we as a community change our ways that we handle with animals. That's the most important, that we help them, because we are all in this.
Correct.
And the great thing about great thing about COVID was that they got the animals, they got a chance to enjoy a lot of the things that we have been taking from them. Because if you go to the sea, for example, the beach, you will see how the birds, the animals, even the crabs, they will be like enjoying. There's no people around.
Correct. Correct. That is true. And all the animals telling you thank you too for your time, like Obama, ISIS, Kachibaba, right?
Kachiwawa, yes.
Yes. I like that name.
Yeah, when I go to the vet, they're also like, now they are accustomed, but first it was like, what's the name?
That is so true. I can imagine that.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, so thank you once again and
You're welcome.
enjoy the rest of your day and then success with everything.
Thanks, and same to you.
Thank you. Thank
Okay, bye.
Bye.